Alright, welcome back. Today, September 28th, third day of Lobster opening in Southern California. And some of you guys may recognize the place. So, my third time out here, hooping. First time, skunk, second time got one. This is gonna be the third time, so hopefully third time's a charm. Yeah, so the reason why I don't come out here much is because it's about 50 miles from my house. Data point's about 20. So typically you'll see me in the Newport, Data Point area. And then of course for fishing I like to go out of San Pedro and Long Beach. But for hooping, I was invited today by one of my friend and viewer as well. So we're gonna see what we can do out here today. Hopefully we can limit. If not, it's still beautiful to visit Redondo. So, all right. So I don't really know where all the good spots are, but just my common sense, following where there's a crowd. That's dirty as hell, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta be dirty to finish first, because clean and good guys and nice guys, they finish last. So wherever there's a crowd, there's probably something good there. Although that's just my theory. But you know, along the jetty here, is any spot is as good as any. Yeah, like I've seen people limit it out all along the jetty. Doesn't have to be a certain spot in the jetty. So oh yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the locations. So you know, where can you catch spiny lobsters at? And you can find them as far north in Southern California as Monterey Bay. Well, I don't know if that's considered Southern California or not, but it's probably central, a little bit north of Central California. But from Monterey Bay all the way down to Baja California, south. Okay. And the reason for that is because spiny lobsters, they like warmer weather and waters. They have a more successful rate of breeding, mating, and all that kind of good stuff in the warmer water areas. One of the things I want to talk about today is etiquette, hooping etiquette. So of course, a lot of people, when they hoop a lot, they know where the good spots are. And when they arrive early, they set their traps. Okay? Sometimes 10 feet away from the jetty, sometimes 15, 20 feet away from the jetty. But they are there first. And when you arrive later, you gotta show some respect and etiquette. So obviously, you're gonna want to drop your nets at the good locations as well. But what you don't want to do is, say the jetty's right here and their hoop nets are right here next to the jetty, and you come later and you drop your hoop nets in front of their hoop nets, between their hoop nets and the jetty. That is dirty. Even I don't do that shit. Okay? So just want to bring that up to you guys. When they set their hoop nets in front of the jetty, you don't want to put your hoop nets between their hoop nets and the jetty, because the scent of the bait. Okay, the center of the bait, waves, current pushes the center of the bait into the jetties. And that's the dirtiest thing you can do, besides dropping your net right on top of their nets. But dropping your net between their net and the jetty, that's dirty. And you'll probably get called out on it. So it happened to me yesterday. I'll tell you about a little bit about karma. So the gentleman, or not so gentleman, that did that to me 3 times, karma caught up to him, and eventually he lost his net. Okay, so when he came late, well, no, I'm sorry, he laid his, I laid my nets, and then he laid his nets. Okay, and he asked me if I mind him laying my nets, or his nets, next to mine. I said I don't mind, because I kind of figured he knew etiquette. So what he did was exactly that. He laid his hoop nets between my hoop nets and the jetty. Okay, so what I did was, for the first set, I pulled up my nets and I moved it. Guess what? He moved it and he did the same shit again. I did that 3 times, and finally his hoop net got caught and stuck. Couldn't get it out, lost it. Okay, I just want to mention that. Now, I don't know, he's probably new, I don't know, but he told me he's been doing this for many years. But anyway, that is the dirtiest shit you can do to anyone. And you know, people out here, they're connected. You don't know how they're connected, who they're connected to. You just don't want to stir up the hornet's nest. Okay, all right, gonna drop my nets soon, and we'll see what happens tonight. One other thing I want to mention is the pros that are out here hoop netting. They like to use the red headlight, not the bright white noob light like you see moi using. So yeah, I'm still noob, but you know what, who cares? Yeah, so I recommend, if you guys plan to do this, now if you're a pro, no need to say, but if you're new and trying to get into it, I recommend getting a light that is able to switch over to red. Okay, and why? Red light tends to not attract the sea lions and the seals as much. Okay, bright lights is like holding up a sign, hey seals, come and eat my bait. All right, first net, first set, see how it goes. All right, first net, first set. See how it goes. So the reason why I showed you this clip is because for me, a lot of times it's gonna be an empty net. Okay, but I mean, don't be discouraged. You know, just keep trying and trying and trying. Don't worry about other people. You know, like you may see other people limiting out on their first set or their first pull or whatever, and they, you know, they all start to go home because they limited out and you still have 0. Don't be discouraged. Stay there until you get your limit. or stay there as long as you can and get at least a good amount. Weight, but heavy. It's got some weight in it. Okay. Possibly 1, 2 legals. I don't know. We'll see. What about you, buddy? Hold my hand. Hold on to my hand. Yep, you're legal. On the board. Legal number 1. See ya. What about you, buddy? Ooh, I am near the jetty. I am real near the jetty. Legal number 2. Ooh, huh? Legal number 2. You in the back. Okay, he's legal, but he's on the small side. So, towards the end of the night, I was one of the last ones left in Redondo. And you'll notice that it's dark as the footage is kind of dim and dark. So, I didn't do a whole lot of recording after my GoPro light started running out of battery and got real weak. So, that's why the lighting wasn't very good. But other than that, we can skip right to the ending result of this night. Alright, I guess I should do an outro. God, it's a grind everywhere. Everywhere hoop netting is a grind. Anyway, beautiful view as always. So we'll catch up once I'm back at the house. I'll do I guess a final tally, but you know what? I had fun. And gotta thank Tu for inviting me to come out to Redondo. I was gonna go to Dana Point, but he's like, hey, no, just come with me to Redondo. So came out, thought it was gonna be easier than Dana Point. Same struggle. Same struggle. Oh my gosh. So anyway, we'll catch you back at the house. All right, so I just got home, and of course, obviously I limited it out, but I want to give advice to those of you that are not limiting out. You know, there's no set time, right? So when you're out there and you see other people are limiting out and limiting out real early, you should, if you can, you should stay until you limit out. stay as late as you can. Okay, so obviously I'm gonna be fishing game and check every single one and show you guys that they're all legal. Of course, that's illegal. That's legal. 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 I mean, they're all legal. Obviously, I'm not gonna put on video of me taking shorts. That's evidence that can be used against me. So, you know, they're all legal. That one's legal. I think this one might be the smallest one. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this one is barely legal. It doesn't drop. I mean, it's barely legal. You guys can see. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay? But the biggest one is this guy. Obviously legal, but I mean, you can see the sheer size compared to the other legals. But this guy, so that's the lobster gauge side, and this is the crab gauge side. Okay. If I had a guess, I'd say 4 to 5 pounds, maybe even 6. All right, I'm gonna put this lobster down, and then I'm going to weigh myself. $157.8. Now I'm gonna grab the lobster and see how much I weigh. $164. So let's just round off 157.8 to 158. So 6.2 pounds. I think Ukraine is shooting at Russia. Either that or 3i Atlas is passing over us.